Hello there, this is Harry Du. In this video, we're going to talk about how to use MicroStrategy REST API to do folder browsing, to create and delete a folder, and to fetch the content of a predefined folder. If you don't know how to create a collection, how to get a collection, how to set up your Postman project, make sure you watch the previous video about how to get started. So assuming you already have the collection, and so you can find a collection from postman.com/MicroStrategy SDK. So assuming you already have a collection, so you need to have an environment. So for the first demo, I'm going to use a demo environment. So this is my demo environment. My suggestion is either you use a demo environment, or you can create a copy from the template environment, just change that URL, base URL to your environment URL and provide your credentials. Okay, so let's look at first how to do folder browsing. So in order to do folder browsing, right, you need to have a session. So first, I'm going to run through those APIs. Then I'm going to show you how to run the collection in one click. Let's close some tab here. All right, so I'm going to close everything. So now first, I'm going to log in and click this login. And after this, you have a auth token. So we are saving this auth token in the environment variable, so you don't need to copy. So if you look at the body, we just pass some UID, username, password, and auth mode. And yeah, so after this, we're going to search for the folder. So we're not going to specify a name. So we just search the type. Type 8 is a folder. And you can also use this search API to search other things. You can find the information in the description. So we have a documentation. There's a link to the API reference about object types, so you can take a look. All right, so for folder, we use type equals 8, and so in this request, we're not passing any name. So if you want to search by name, you can use name, or you can also set up some patterns. We do support different patterns. You can do start with, you can do containers, and you can do exact match. So you can search from the API, you can find out all the patterns you can use. And for this API, you can also use if you expect to get a lot of things from this call, you can use this parameters limit and offset. Limit offset. Limit will control how many items you will get, right? What's the maximum number of items you get, you want to get. If it's -1, that's unlimited. It's unlimited. Offset means if you want to get some item, what is the first item? What is the index of first item you want to get? So if you use limit, let's say if you set limit to 100, you can keep fetching this and just change the base, just change the offsets. You can do incremental fetch. Okay, so for this one, I'm not going to use this just to make this call. So let's see, we got 788. Okay, we got 788 item within half a second. Okay, half a second. So I got all the information. Another thing I want to show you is you can use a name filter parameters, fields parameters specified to return, to let the server only return the field you want. So here we didn't specify anything, it will return all the properties available in the object. So we got a lot of project already. So here we also have some script. We just read the first folder. So first folder is this one, right? Intelligence Cube. So we're going to see what content in this folder. So let's go to next request. Next request, we're going to see the content in this folder. So if you look at the parameter, we're going to pass the folder ID we just created from the previous call, right? Previous call, we just saved the folder ID. Okay, so let's see what's in the first folder. The first folder is Intelligence Cube. Okay, let's see. So we have only one item, so let's uncheck this. So one item because I use this limit, right? So if I don't use limit, okay, I should have more. So if I don't use this limit, let's see. So I should have two items in this 2 cubes in this folder. Yeah, so if you specify field, you saw me. If you specify field, it only returns that, right, that field, and still returns 2. If I also set a limit to be 1, and I only get one, right? That's the first one. So if I set the offset to be one, and I'll get a second one, right? I'll get a second one. Okay, so that's this API. And let's see, logout. So after finish, I can call logout. Okay, nothing special about logout. Okay, so that's a folder browsing, and you can also create a folder and delete folder. So let's try. So for this one, I'm going to, since I don't have a permission with the guest user in demo environment, so I'm going to switch to a different environment which I have a permission to. Okay, so I'm going to use this environment. So first login. Login, it will create an auth token saved in the environment variable. Now, then I'm going to search. I search by type. This is the same thing you saw before. We just use 8. It will search all the folders. It will return 788. No, actually, yeah, this is different environment. Okay, so 800. We have 835. I'm going to create a. Yeah, so here I also store the folder ID in this variable. So I'm going to use this as a environment variable for my as a parent folder. Okay, for my new folder. So here I'm going to create new folder. If you look at the body, okay, I'm going to set the parent folder to be this ID, and there's some name and description. So just for testing. Okay, so let's try. After I finish this, I'll also create a environment variable and for the new folder ID. So let's try. So it is successful. It takes 290 milliseconds. So I have a new folder and I have a new folder ID. And yeah, so let's see the content of the parent folder. So if I see the parent folder, it's still right. Actually, yeah, this is the content of which folder? Let's see. Yeah, so the parent folder has this new, right? Has this new folder. So this is the new folder I just created, right? So this is a new folder I just created with this name and description. If I see the new folder, the content of new folder, it should be empty because this is just new folder. I didn't create anything. So let's delete. Let's delete this folder. So if I call delete, so if you want to call delete folder, you use delete and pass in this. The URL will be API folders / the folder ID. So this ID will be the new folder ID. So let's see, run this. And this new folder is successful. The new folder is deleted. Let's see if I go to the parent folder. Let's see content of the parent folder. You see that folder is gone. Right. So now we can do logout. Okay. That's about creating and deleting. So let's see how do we fetch the content of previous predefined folder. So let's go to okay, so let's create a session, and let's fetch first. Let's fetch the public report folder. So for the predefined folder, you need to pass some ID, right? You need to pass some ID. That the predefined ID for the folders. So you can look at the documentation here, figure out the ID for this predefined folder types. So let's run this 7. I know 7 is for public reports, and let's see what's in the public report. So we have those object in the public reports. Yeah. So another API I want to show you here is the personal object folder. So if you go to this one, you don't need to pass any ID. It will just return the whatever object in your personal objects. Let's see. So here, yeah. So let's run this. Yeah. So it will return a list of objects in the personal object folder, predefined folder. Okay. So let's log out. Okay. So you can also see the request. You can also see the request from this console log. So you can open the console log, see a request, response, or errors information. Okay, let's clear log. So another thing to run those collections is through this. You can select the folder and click the run button. So if I do a folder browsing, like browser folder, if I select this, I'll click run, and let me select whether I want to save the response. So I will save the response. Let's see, I want to run this. It will tell you, okay, it will tell you the status of the execution and all successful, I can see. And also the result, like the response and this request for each of the requests. Let's check one. Search for by folder type is folder. So this one returns a lot of information. So it will ask you to open in the new page, I guess. Yeah, new tab. So you'll see 835, the same result. All right. So yeah, so you can do this way by one click. Okay. So yeah, in this video, we show how to use REST API to browse folder and to check the content of to create a folder, to delete folder, and also to check the content of predefined folders. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in next video. Bye.